Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Welcome back to the channel. Today we have two new limited gacha species and one redesign I want to talk about. The first one is called the Frigilinx, if I pronounce it right. This creature is grounded and this creature looks good. It looks like a creature that's not too out of the norm and it looks like it's still on the route of fantasy. It has traits that make sense, like evolutionary wise. For example, the icicle-like theme fur, which I'm assuming they used for camouflage from the predators, and the hind leg being short and firm, meaning they won't be able to run fast, but they can hold their ground properly. The front legs having a more stronger and muscular structure with long claws for either attacks or burrowing. I don't know why the tail exists, but it's still a nice touch. Don't get me wrong. I like the ice dripping design as well. It's nice. So everything makes sense, right? Both both in a fantasy sense and in a evolutionary sense. It's great. But I don't get the beak-like mouth design though. Like, is it because of its prey being like insects or whatnot? Like, if you know why, like explain to me why it has a beak-like mouth. And why does it have slick eyes? It's gonna be dark where it's going, so it's quite unusual to have that type of eyes. Maybe it's just for design choice, but I'm not sure. If you do know, please explain it to me down in the comments. I also think it's hilarious that this creature with so many great features has a tiny horn if it's a male. Just like, why? Like, are the females going to find their companions with how magnificent their tiny horns are? Like, could you imagine like a male version of this creature realistically in the world, just like trying to find like a mate or a companion by like just showing off this tiny useless horn that could do nothing for them? Like, for example, like animals like rhinoceros or like elephants, they have these tusks and whatnot they show off to show that they can defend their families. And for lions, they show off these like manes or whatnot to show like standards and how powerful and how strong they can be for the pride. It like many creatures that has different features like these, they're actually like useful in some sense. But this tiny horn just doesn't make sense, unless it's just to show that, hey, I have standards. It's not mesmerizing. It's not like something like how birds are with their colors and whatnot. It just looks like it's there for the sake of being there, so that they can differentiate what's a male and what's a female. It's kind of silly, but hey, it's still a good design, just not the best. However, the second limited gacha species is by far the best because I have loved scorpions since I was a child. So yeah, this creature, the Zolbatros, is beautiful to me. It has all the features that a scorpion would need to be functional. It has grounded and based design that looks realistic, and it doesn't feel too out of place while also maintaining the idea of it being fantasy. I love it. I love the legs. They're strong, they're muscular. I love the exoskeleton design. I like the spikes. I like the stinger. I'm assuming that stinger doesn't have venom with how thick the stinger itself is. I'm just assuming it's more of like a blunt force attack, which is kind of disappointing, but it's just how it is, like the way it's built. If it does have venom, ooh-wee, that makes absolutely no sense, but I can just imagine it spewing out a lot of like a lot of like venom, like a water hose or something. I love the claws. The claws are nice. Okay. So in the wild, scorpions, they don't use their stingers as much as you would expect them to. They use their pinchers more. So having these like intimidating large pinchers, it's just nice. It's a great touch. I love it. I love the head design. I am kind of weirded out by the things next to his head. Like, is this for like attack or defense? What's that for? Because usually those like little appendages should be next to the mouth so it can help them feed. So I'm not sure why they have those. Maybe it's just for design choice. If so, it looks pretty dope. It looks very dope. Yeah. The mouth does look like a snake to me. Correct me if I'm wrong. It just looks like a snake to me from the concept art. But yeah, it looks nice. It looks nice. I love it. The attack animation isn't just like the mouth. It's not biting. It's actually using its ginormous pincher. So that's great. Yeah, I love it. This creature's a 10 out of 10. It looks like an apex predator. And so, like, instead of just looking at like a insect, it looks like an apex predator that chases down prey, like an ambush creature of sorts. I like it. It's very nice. It's very nice. I do have one little question about it though. Is it gonna be small? Like, if it's gonna be small, it's gonna be very disappointing. I hope it's not. I hope it's like a tier 4 or a tier 5. Like, let it be one of those like gigantic scorpion creatures. It has to be. It's just so perfect. It's perfect. Like, please. All right. And last but not least, we have the Arrainoa. I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm so sorry. But we have the redesign, which is pretty cool. I like it. Well, it's not the best, but it's pretty good. It's very good. So I have nothing against it. I think the design is pretty mystical looking, and evolutionary wise, it also makes sense. Besides the horn, because again, pretty useless. Like, you can't headbutt each other with that and the fin in between. Like, it's stupid. It doesn't make sense. But it's still at the end of the day a pretty nice design choice. So yeah, good job. Good job. Not bad. Just little questionable design choices here and there, but overall not bad. Very good. Good job, Creature Sonaria. If you have anything to say, and if you disagree with my opinions, and you feel like my criticism is like a bit too far-fetched, and you feel hurt listening to it, why the hell are you listening to it to begin with? But if you agree with me, like the video and subscribe if you haven't. Comment down your thoughts, and yeah, take care. Have a good day.